You know what I found, Ted? Mondays are either extremely probable and or rather predictable. Sorry, or why I said probable was because it was almost subconscious. Mondays, there is either an extremely probable scenario there to possibly play out, because obviously at the end of the day you don't know whether it is going or not, but it's there, and the possibility of it playing out is very probable. And then you look for a setup on the basis on the back of that with the 1 hour. Well, for me, the 1 hour. On the basis of how the most recent 1 hour bar closed, however it did prior to 7, amongst the region of whatever pushes in play, that the most recent bar closed formed however way it was, sat amongst, that you're looking at how it closed the way it did at the region of whatever pushes in play on the 1 hour, to then look for basically how you need to see the 1 hour setup to get on board with whatever that direction is probable to play out relative to the all time frame recent bar closes, closed in however they did at the regions of all of their pushes. And then that comprehensive narrative is therefore built, basically made up of all the time frames. And what I found is that there's usually an extremely probable case likely to unfold, or case there for a certain direction unfolding, or it's best to kind of back off. That's why Andrew usually just waits for the 12 and 4 hour close on those days. So today was one of them, but me, I don't do that. I just look for a setup accordingly. So today I needed to see a very nice. Well, I showed you. I needed to see a very nice 1 hour bar close above that high on Euro, which was backed up the same with GU, with DXY, which is pretty cool. And then GU. I was looking for longs actually. There was a case there for longs, but because the daily was rate projected, because the daily most recent bar closed and where it closed the way it did, amongst in play at hand pushes region being at the very original highs, weight rejecting, it could be near a reversal / flipping point where it's reacting from the highs and then it reacts further lower, and it reacts from the highs and then reverses lower. But then the 12 hour. It was wick rejecting to the downside, even though I had this overextended high region, but it was kind of like short-term pushes in play, and then everything just became more clear as we went through all the other time frame recent bar closes fashions. And then the 1 hour, I'm pretty sure, in the 2 hour was fine, but it was kind of the overextended high region. But then the 1 hour, it was kind of wick rejecting to some degree at the highs of its push to the upside, referring to the way the 1 hour recent bar closed the way it did. That's amongst the in play and pushes region. That was in play at the time of when that most recent bar closed in the way it did, while sat amongst / at. And especially within the context of how the daily is looking, you definitely want to not take that with a pinch of salt. You want to acknowledge it, and so that's why I wanted to see the 1 hour retrace and a nice bar close.